Hi there, so nice to have you join me here. I'm going to be unboxing the Unicity Feel Great system. This is a box that you would receive by courier in a nice recyclable plastic bag, so there's absolutely no waste. And what you get is a very nice box with two products. One practice equals measurable results. I know that, but I like to read it anyway. And you get a very helpful envelope here, which contains a few things that, let's take a look what they are. There's a brochure, which is very useful for handing over to your friends and get them to participate in the big secret that you've suddenly come upon. There is a tracker, which is your 30-day plan, because this entire box is for 30 days. And I'll explain to you in a bit how we use it. So you have various parameters that you can actually measure. You see, it said measurable results. And you've got a little bit about how to use it, which you can refer to certain videos that I will reference in this as well. Now, my own testimonial of this is up here. I've been using this for a while. And so what I got with the first order that I had, and that was a slightly bigger box, and you will find that in the first order you do, you will also find a shaker. And what do we use the shaker for? Well, there are, here's the invoice, there are two products, and that's what we shake, because these products come in the form of a powder. So one is called Unimate, and the other is called Balance. Right? Now, there are two boxes of Balance. Oops, that's the end of the box, as you can tell. There we go. So, these two boxes of Balance are one for the lunchtime and one for the dinner time. We advise that you continue eating what you're eating, because the idea is not to starve yourself to lose weight. The idea is to improve your metabolism, increase your GLP-1 production, and train your cells with habits that allow them to consume or to absorb everything that you use. So the nutritive value of whatever you eat, and therefore eat nutritious food, that's a no-brainer, that's common sense. Don't eat processed foods, don't eat foods that are highly oily, because then the stomach takes that much more energy in processing all that. So eat natural stuff, eat nuts, eat raw stuff, and whatever you like. There are no restrictions on the kind of protein that you want to have, or whether you want to have carbohydrates or not, because that's where this stuff really works for you. Now, this Unimate is what we have in the morning, right? So the idea, it says two products and a practice, right? So the practice is intermittent fasting. Now, how does intermittent fasting work? Intermittent fasting works because you have dinner, and after dinner you take a break. You give the body a good 16-hour rest. It's called cellular autophagy, during which the cells are able to absorb everything that you've eaten. They're not overwhelmed. If your cells are not overwhelmed, you're not overwhelmed. If you're not overwhelmed, you're not stressful. If you're not stressful for long periods, you're not anxious. Anxiety is the cause of inflammation. Anxiety is the cause of most of the reasons why you go to a doctor. In fact, if you didn't encourage stress, if you knew how to handle stress, you wouldn't see a doctor ever. And that I say because that's my line of work. I'll tell you in a bit what my line of work is. But I'm extremely happy with this. And like I said, the testimonial is connected up there. You can also see how you open these packets and consume them, because I don't have the shaker bottle with me now, but I have it in a video and you will see that. So this Unimate is mate. It is also called te mate. It is also originally from the herbal extract. All these are plant extracts, by the way. This is from the herbal extract yerba mate, which is the national drink of Argentina. And yerba mate is caffeinated, but so if you have a caffeine allergy, that's why I mentioned that. But it's much more than just caffeine. What it is it's something that brings mental clarity, and it brings energy, and it provides you with a lot of the essential minerals that we need. So when at 8 in the morning or around that time, you have this between 8 and 10, let's say, you don't feel like eating all the way till 12, till noon. And that's very interesting also for another reason I'm going to come to in a bit. Now at 12, we want to have lunch. So say 12 or 1 or 1:30, that's flexible. But before lunch, just 5 minutes before your meal, 5 to 15 at most, is when you would take out a packet of this, right? That's again a pouch with a powder in it. And here's where you're going to find the consumption. The way we shake it, you just put the powder in water, a glass of water, give it a good shake, and you're ready. It becomes a little gel. So this is a beautiful lemon ginger flavor. This is a beautiful orange flavor. And wow, it's got a lot of stuff here. Fibers, sterols, cinnamonium, verum, bark extract, vitamins and minerals powder. It's got an orange flavor. So you can tell I'm more of a user than a theorist. And it just works. It works beautifully. And that's what you've got on one of the linked videos here. How it got my cholesterol down. Alright, so I'm not going to get into that detail now. Please see the other video. Now, once you put this in that glass of water and had it before the meal, what it does is it forms a beautiful gut lining. And that gut lining does many things, 3 of which importantly are: 1, when the food passes through the gut, it passes slowly. When it passes slowly, the carbohydrates and the cholesterol are absorbed in the bloodstream slowly. Otherwise, they just pass through the intestine, they get into the bloodstream, and you have spikes. You have overwhelm for the cells. Suddenly there's a lot of blood sugar, there's a lot of blood cholesterol. But when it's passing slowly, and then you're allowing the intermittent fasting to allow the cells to absorb right, over 2-3 months, you will find that your cholesterol counts are coming down, your triglycerides are coming down, your heart condition your heart is just saying good, happy. Which is why this is not called balance. Earlier it was called slim because obesity was the main goal. But because this is a balance for your metabolism, a balance for your sugars, heart conditions and weight, the product is now called balance. And this is called Unimate because it's part of yerba mate. That's put together in a system called Feel Great. So that was the point I was making. You start feeling great, your heart starts feeling great. And that is what we want you to do. We want you to experience that in 3 months because your cells start getting trained on how to consume stuff. How to consume the food you usually eat. The second thing balance does is that because it's formed this gut lining, you have this feeling of fullness. So you don't have, between, let's say 1 o'clock you finished your meal, and then before dinner, 6 o'clock, you have the next one. So let's say you finish that by 7. So between 1 and 7 or 1 and 6, you are not going to snack around. You have that sense of fullness. And we recommend that you don't snack around even after dinner because again you've had this 5 minutes before the meal. And you would continue for 17 cool hours between 7 and 12. So that's a really good time. And you don't feel bad about it thanks to yerba mate. So you have the energy, you have the mental clarity, and you've got your metabolism working right. The third thing that this does in the gut lining is that it produces GLP-1 naturally. Now you can research what that does for something called obesogens because it brings down obesogens, which are environmental pollutants, toxins, which we have no control over. And they are what sit in our fatty areas. And these come from shampoos, these come from the environment, plastics and all of that. Microplastics that we're consuming in our bottled water and stuff like that. That's what GLP-1 counters. And there's no other way of naturally producing this. So lots of benefits, a lot of information, a lot of videos available. But from my perspective, like I promised, I'll tell you what I do. So this is what I do at the body level. I work in body, mind, and spirit. And because people understand the words obesity and heart disease and diabetes and blood sugar and triglycerides and cholesterol and weight loss, it's easy to talk about the body. It's easy to give people this because it's got a complete money back guarantee for 90 days. So if you're not feeling great, hang your triglyceride counts. If you just don't feeling great, you can just return the products and no questions asked, you get your money back. Having consumed maybe half or 3/4 of the product, no problem with that. That's the guarantee because we know you're going to feel great. But I wasn't talking about guarantees. I was talking about people understanding that yes, there is a risk-free opportunity to work with my body. But I also work with the mind. And that's where I'm an author of 4 books. I've got a number of inner power programs. I went to the Himalayas where I learned about this from ancient Oriental wisdom, the Tibetan monks, the monasteries, been there, done that. And that's what I basically refer to myself as an inner power coach. But thanks to all that training, I also work at the level of spirit, which is Taoist energies and very subtle energies, where you will see this diagram over here. You will see that according to traditional Chinese medicine, the right times for consumption of breakfast, lunch and dinner, where the organs are in the best position to absorb them and to work with them, to process them, are 8 in the morning, 12 in the afternoon and 6 in the evening or thereabouts. Now it's amazing, 4,000-year-old Taoist wisdom and 20-year-old Unicity science research, unicityscience.org, say the same thing. So it's just readapting ourselves in our modern lifestyle to do things right, proactively, naturally, plant-based, and get on top of our life without great changes in either the diet or the lifestyle. I wish you great times with these products. Lose weight, lose cholesterol counts, get down your blood sugar levels, just stay healthy and feel great.